as the Bible says, of being in the world but not of it, in which case they have learned to know who they are and to be able to hold this in their day-to-day life. Now, obviously, it's not something that's common. We would prefer to have, freeways with big cities and technology and drill for oil under our precious Gulf waters, etc., to perpetuate this illusion and this lifestyle that people have been accustomed to and have grown actually addicted to. But that's not the only way to live. So when you ask what happens to people, they are still innocent. They are still innocent. I remember when my son was small, and I just realized that he, as a little baby, he would lay on the bed and make all different sounds, the little clicking sounds that you hear some tribal people make. And I thought, he could grow up now and speak any language in the whole world, but I have to restrict him to only certain sounds that are considered to be words in our language. If I want him to be able to speak and hold conversation, I have to restrict him. I have to restrict his playful outbursts as he grows older. I've been a teacher. I was a teacher of big kids, but I've been a substitute teacher for little kids, and I was just appalled at how they had to line up and shut up. It's not normal. It's not natural. So we have all together created this culture that we find ourselves in. If we don't like it, we're free to leave and make any kind of life for ourselves, our family, our little grandchildren that we want to. But the package here takes that away from us pretty rapidly.
Yeah, so I somewhat agree with that. Because you're absolutely correct. It is up to us. It is absolutely up to us to create whatever reality we want to create. And if you don't like the one we have, create another one. Create a different one. Mm-hmm. That's how powerful we are. Sure. That's how we were designed. Right? So what I'm curious about, Barbara, is, because here's my, and I need to share this with you and the listeners so that you understand this next question. So this is only my belief, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't resonate with you, just throw it out the window. Mm-hmm. But I also have, just when you mentioned it, I lived in an ashram for over a year, so I know a little bit about that. I had a couple of gurus in my life, and I gave it up. Okay, because it doesn't really work. So the only guru I have now is myself. The only person I follow is myself, my inner guidance, as you've been speaking about it. I'm not a follower anymore. I used to be. I checked out religion. I checked out a lot of different religions, including Eastern religions. None of it, including Christianity, none of it was for me. Okay? So I consider myself a spiritual person, but I don't go to church. I go to my own church within my own self. Mm-hmm. And I connect to the Spirit and to God my own way. I don't need to go to a church. So the way that I explain this to the listeners is that, and it's really this duality thingy that we talked about, which is unfortunately how life is being lived on this planet. So in order for light to be, there has to be darkness. In order to have love, there has to be hate. One without the other does not exist.